Hello, I'm Cassie Knoll. This week on Suncoast FYI, Barcombe Asset Management, Sara Solo 2015, the Baltimore Orioles are back in town and a Festival of Arts takes place this weekend. All next on Suncoast FYI. Thanks for joining us today on Suncoast FYI. Barcombe Asset Management is a financial management firm built on a strong commitment to excellence and service. Joining me now to tell us more is the founder and president, Scott Barcombe. Oh my gosh.
Easy for you to say, right?
I know, it's a tongue twister for me apparently. How are you today?
I'm doing very well, Cassie. How are you?
I'm doing fine. It's nice to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so tell me, what is Barcombe Asset Management?
We are an independent asset management and retirement income planning firm.
Okay. That's very detailed.
Well, that's what
you do. And
right.
what is your mission?
It is to guide clients through a comfortable retirement utilizing innovative and secure retirement income planning tools along with ongoing monitoring and management.
So basically from start to finish you can help them go through. From when they're thinking about retiring all the way through the whole.
Yeah, and guide them through a comfortable retirement throughout.
Wow, that sounds like a complete package. That's the way to go.
Yes.
So what would be the benefit of coming into your office for an appointment?
I think where most people get their initial benefit is to get a second opinion on what they're doing. We don't feel that any individual or even advisor has a lock on all the best ideas out there in regard to even optimal Social Security filing strategies, investment strategies certainly, or how to best generate retirement income for today, as well as to help people meet longer term needs.
Yeah.
And it's our feeling that people's approach to these issues should be revisited with a second opinion. And when they do that, what we're often able to do is help people discover ways, particularly investors who are in fact facing Social Security filing decisions, to help them better improve their current circumstances and their longer term outlook.
Like you said, it's always better to get the second opinion.
Exactly.
Everybody's situation is different and maybe you guys would have the right fit.
Yeah, and these are important issues that should be revisited with a second opinion periodically.
Okay, so let me ask you, I'm not ready to retire at this point. When should I start thinking about my retirement? Should I be coming into your office now?
Probably not into our office right now. We deal with pre-retirees and people who are in retirement, but I can tell you should be thinking about it right now in terms of saving.
Okay.
Whatever plans you have available to you here, you should be looking to maximize them and use time as your advantage. Okay,
which I've got some time to be working here for a while. All right, so what are some of the most important factors to consider when planning for retirement?
Well, initially, with our new clients, we spend a good deal of time walking them through a very thorough fact finder. What we like to do is find out as much as possible about their current financial picture and background. And often, by the way, during that process, we actually uncover a number of areas that the client wasn't previously aware of.
Oh, which I bet they love that.
They do, and it's an eye-opener. And then we upload this data into various rather sophisticated financial planning software programs. We use things like Social Security Solutions, Morningstar Advisor Workstation, Retirement Analyzer, to name a few. These programs are going to help us then best identify what will be, again, an optimal Social Security retirement filing strategy, as well as analyzing risk-return ratio for various investment accounts. It can actually help us forecast longer-term income versus expenses, inflation, taxes, so forth and so on. And what we're looking for in that whole process in the second opinion is basically trying to get a handle on, given their current strategy, how well set up are they currently for a comfortable retirement.
And it sounds so thorough. It really sounds like you really go through everything.
It is thorough because we do consider it's important. We've been doing this a long time, and these are important issues to be able to sail into retirement and be comfortable throughout that process.
I'm sure most people would really appreciate that, as a matter of fact.
They do.
So how can people learn more about your organization?
Well, they can call our office, 923-2400, 941-923-2400, set an appointment for that second opinion. They can go to our website, www.barcombe.net. Or they can attend one of our financial workshops. We actually hold these a couple times per month at Fleming Steakhouse. It's a nice event.
Oh, that does sound nice.
They can either call the office, go to the website, they can make a reservation, and the discussion there is optimal Social Security strategies. And if I have a minute, can I talk briefly about that?
Yeah, like 1 minute, go for it.
Okay, 1 minute. You know, Social Security we do consider very, very important. We look at it as a foundational source of retirement income. It certainly isn't the only source of retirement income our clients have. But again, it being guaranteed by the federal government, get the annual cost of living adjustments, lasts as long as you do for life. tax at a more favorable rate.
That's a good foundation to go off of.
It's a good foundation. Again, certainly not the only source, and there are hundreds of different ways that a married couple can look to file, and these are important decisions, and having the ability to maximize that important stream of income directly impacts, or is directly affected, I should say, by their ability to successfully maximize other source of income, notably investment income. And so we kind of tie that all together and help people make sure that they're maximizing.
And that all
of it.
sounds very complicated, which is why they
It
need to
can
go
be.
to you.
Exactly. That's why you need to sit down with a professional and have this reviewed.
Well, thank you very much for
Well,
coming
it's
on
my
the show
pleasure,
today.
Cassie. Thank you very much for having me.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And coming up on Suncoast FYI, 2 weekends of solo artistic fun are coming to the Suncoast. The details are next, so stay tuned. Welcome back to Suncoast FYI. I'm Cassie Knoll. Sara Solo 2015 is a festival that celebrates the solo performer in a variety of artistic forms. And here to tell us more about that is Lynn Birdfield and David Coyle. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
This is really exciting. So this is your first year doing this event?
It is.
And just to clarify, it's Sara Solo because it has solo artists, right?
Exactly.
So tell me, how did Sara Solo evolve?
Sara Solo started because Ann Morrison, who lives here, and Blake Walton, her ex-husband, are still close writing partners. And they went up with 2 plays Ann wrote, and Ann appeared in one and Blake appeared in the other, went up to the United Solo Festival up in New York City. And they both won prizes. This was in November.
Okay.
And of course, everyone was talking how lovely the weather was in Florida. And they said, oh, this is November. It would be so nice if we were doing this in Florida. So they thought, well, that's not impossible. Why don't we do something like that here? And would it be even better if we could come down and do a retreat like the Hermitage? And so that's one of the things that we hope for as well, an opportunity for solo artists to work on new works here in Sarasota.
And of course, I'm sure you'll have a great turnout if you're getting people from New York because they're going to love to come down here right now with all the snow they've been seeing. So what is a solo artist?
Well, a solo artist is someone who is doing a personal piece. A person who does a one-person show isn't saying somebody else's words. They're either saying their own words or they're demonstrating a skill of theirs. So a person who does a one-person show is somebody who wants to share something with the audience. And there's a subtext to that as well, and that is that if we're doing it, anybody can do it. So if someone in the audience has a story they want to share or a skill they want to demonstrate, there's a stage for it.
Oh, wow.
Right.
So the audience can be involved during your...
No, actually what I'm saying is that...
I was like, wow, that's so cool.
Well, actually, I think there are. Some of the shows will have...
One of the improv will have a kind of thing like that.
Wow.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is that if somebody has a story they want to share,
Yeah.
they could submit it next year to Sara Solo 2016?
2016?
Yeah.
Yeah, if they come out to 2015
Oh, and see how it's
support
done,
it.
then they can maybe come out and try it next year.
Right.
Yeah.
Bigger and better.
And you actually have quite a few people coming to your event. You actually have 15 performers that are signed up that you've worked
Yes.
very diligently on that schedule for. So where do you see this going and what do you see this event becoming?
Well, of course, this is our first year, and we've been kind of ambitious because we have, as we say, 15 events, and we have things happening, 7 other things in the week between, master classes and things of that sort. So we have the nucleus of a really interesting artistic experience. So next year we'd like to do Sara Solo 2016, and we're talking about maybe a fringe festival here in Sarasota, and then maybe the year after that we'd talk about an artist retreat down here. So we have, our thoughts are extended beyond this year.
Okay, so basically you have your first weekend is the 21st and the 22nd.
Yes.
And then you also have one the 28th and March 1st.
Yes.
And in between that week is called Betwixt Week?
Well, as in betwixt and between.
Oh, nice. Very clever. And that
Credit Annie with that.
And that helps people improve their solo performance.
Indeed, and at other things. There's a humorous lecture, creating the solo play, a master class in vocal performance for cabaret, performing Shakespeare's rhetoric with the tongue.
Yes.
Nomadic citizenry, the art of improvisation. Not quite sure about that. A master class in improv, and then a talkback participation with artists who've been in the solo shows.
Wow. So basically anybody can do it and will help you refine your skills.
Right. And people will be doing it at this one. They'll be learning some things. And then we have 15 performers and 16 slots. So one of those slots will be for those people what they've been working on to be able to present it to some of their friends.
Very cool. So what are some of the highlights that we can expect for these shows?
Well,
besides
my
yourself,
yes,
besides Lynn.
That's right. My show is Under the Radar.
Uh-huh.
It's the story of how I went from the girl I was raised to be to the woman I was meant to become.
Oh.
And it's my hope that people who see it will be inspired to counter the legacy of their childhood if it was discouraging for them and reach for themselves.
Wow. That sounds deep.
Well, no, it's well, I guess it's a little deep.
You're really getting into your history there with all of that stuff.
Yeah. I
Again,
think,
very personal.
you know, that's the point I was trying to make earlier, that
Yeah.
one person shows are personal. Because we're not doing something someone else wrote.
Yeah.
We're doing something that comes from us. As I said, a story we want to tell or a skill we want to demonstrate. So this is a story I want to tell.
All right. And what other folks do we
Well,
have?
one of them is Bill Bowers, who's one of the foremost mimes in the world. He's come to Sarasota many years, so he's going to be there in a show called It Goes Without Saying. Little pun
clever.
there. Chris Alexander on The Brink of the Next. She'll be doing an interesting improvisational work. Mary Kelly, The Women We Become, original story. Blake Walton and story Leading Men, which he has done here in town already. Roxanne Fay doing somebody else's play, something called The Testament of Mary by Colum Tobin. It's only been done 3 times in this country, and it's about Mary after Christ's death in retirement in Ephesus, kind of embittered by the whole experience. Gabriel Ortiz, My Prodigal Son, about his life and a family that was filled with crime and other sorts of things and how he got out of it.
Well, real quick, where can people go for more information about this?
People can go to our website, which is gottavan, gottavan.strikingly.com.
And check
and
it
on
out.
there they can look at everything that's available, and they can buy their tickets right through that website.
And that is what you're certainly encouraged to do, because it sounds like a really interesting event for the next couple weekends. You definitely want to check it out. Thanks for coming on the show today, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. And coming up on Suncoast FYI, spring training starts soon, and the Baltimore Orioles are back in town. I'll have the details about how you can come out and support the team next, so stay tuned. Welcome back to Suncoast FYI. I'm Cassie Knoll. Opening day of baseball spring training is just around the corner, and of course we have our own Major League team right here in Sarasota, the Baltimore Orioles. Here to tell us more about everything going on with the Orioles this year is the Vice President, David Robine. So welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, Cassie. It's great to be here.
So my first question, I'm a Rays fan, but I know I need to ask this question to you. Are the Orioles going to win the American League East again?
Gee, we started with the tough ones, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think they're going to be highly competitive. You know, they won by 12 games last year in the American League East. I hate to
aware.
break that news to you. And unfortunately, we have New York fans and Red Sox fans that are terribly disappointed by
Yes.
that. But, you know, I watched carefully over the course of the offseason, the trades, the maneuvers that everybody had. And do I see anybody who is improved by 12 games? Not really.
No.
And I don't think the Orioles really lost a lot, and they're continuing to add. So I think we're going to be very competitive and right there every game.
I think I agree with you. The Orioles are making some very smart moves right now, and now it's just up to the rest of us to try to keep up a little bit if we can.
Well, the Orioles were cellar dwellers for a long time, so it's great that they've turned around, and certainly Buck Showalter and Dan Duquette have been instrumental in that.
Absolutely, and it's also nice because it's a local team during the spring training game, so if you do actually want to see anyone, the best way to do it is definitely to go out and check out the Baltimore Orioles. So how has attendance been over the past 5 years since the Orioles started spring training here?
Really great. You know, we started actually, this will be our 6th year here, 5th year in the new renovated Ed Smith Stadium, and we've averaged over 100,000 fans per season. In fact, we had a record of 122,000 fans, and we look to break that this year.
And hopefully the weather will cooperate with
And
all of
hopefully
those
we'll have
games.
sunshine every day.
We'll keep our fingers crossed on that. So what else happens at Ed Smith Stadium once the spring training stuff ends?
Well, it is a year-round operation. We certainly have instructional league teams there. Our minor league team is there. Our rehabs are there. So we have an operation on a year-round basis. In addition, we're responsible for maintaining the 5 fields at Twin Lakes Park off of Clark Road. Our minor league team spring trains there, but then when they leave, we bring in national tournaments of youth baseball, and we really stay busy on a year-round basis.
And it's a beautiful stadium, too.
Oh, it's a gorgeous stadium. If people have not had the opportunity to come see it, they really need to. I moved here 1 year before the stadium was renovated, and I said, gee, Sarasota is really into aesthetics and really into beauty, and they have this stadium that doesn't look quite perfect, but now they do. So now they have a great stadium. We have 3 suites. We have all kinds of picnic areas for people. It has great walkability. So if you like to stroll, and very few people sit for 9 innings anymore. They enjoy themselves. They want to get out to the bullpen. They want to get out to the outfield, and that's one of the benefits of the new Ed Smith. It really allows you to go all over the place.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful, I mean, it's just stunning. It's just gorgeous. Obviously, folks have seen the pictures if they haven't already actually been there to do that. So I've heard you say that the Orioles are a good neighbor to Sarasota County and a good business partner. Can you tell me what you mean by that?
Well, we understand that we live here on a year-round basis. We have a 30-year lease with the county.
Oh, wow.
6 years are already up. We're not going anywhere, and we want to make sure that all those years are very positive and that the community embraces the Orioles. We understand that people have different loyalties to different teams, and that's perfectly fine, but we're a business partner. The economic benefit of the Orioles exceeds $59 million a year,
Whoa.
and that was last year's number with a few less spring training games, but it is our year-round commitment that really makes us a good business partner. We're contributors to the Sarasota Chamber of Commerce and all of their plans that are moving forwardly. And from a community partner, we support so many nonprofits, specifically the Miracle League. The Orioles and the Pirates actually contributed $75,000 to start the building of the Miracle League. And every year we'll have a golf tournament, and the contribution goes to that. When Derek Jeter, as a matter of fact, did his final tour throughout the American League or throughout baseball, the Orioles in Baltimore provided him with a $10,000 check in his name that went to the Miracle League in Sarasota. So I was particularly proud of that. I wasn't aware of it, watching the game, and here they're mentioning Sarasota, exactly, in Baltimore.
In the national spotlight.
And the national spotlight.
So you guys also have an advertising agreement with Visit Sarasota, and it's a big one. Tell me about
We do. It's one of the most unique relationships of any spring training club and their home city. Part of our relationship is to provide $1 million in free television advertising to Visit Sarasota County. And that runs all through the Masson Network. That's the Maryland Area Sports Network. And the Mid-Atlantic states are actually 6 states that view the Orioles and the Washington Nationals, because that network carries the Washington Nationals. And there are commercials throughout those games all summer long promoting visitation in Sarasota, all the great things that are happening here. So it's really a wonderful give and take.
Yeah, it sounds like it. And of course, tickets are on sale now for the Orioles games, spring training. The first game is March 4th.
March 4th. We're going to start again our rivalry with the Detroit Tigers. We have the Yankees coming in. The Red Sox are coming in. The St. Louis Cardinals will be here. Atlanta Braves. So Pirates, really, really a great season coming up.
Definitely something everyone should check out. And where can people go for more information about that?
Well, I would highly recommend they call 893-6300 and they'll get all the information they want, or go to our website, which is Orioles.com/spring.
All right, sounds good. And hopefully everyone will be out there checking out the spring training games. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you, Cassie.
And coming up next on Suncoast FYI, Festival of Arts is happening this weekend. The details are coming up next, so stay tuned. Welcome back to Suncoast FYI. I'm Cassie Knoll. Some of the best local, regional, and national artists will be showcased this weekend at the 27th Annual Sarasota Festival of Arts on Main Street. And here to tell us more is one of the artists herself, Anne Marie. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Cassie. Nice being here.
And I am so excited that you're here. I love your artwork that you have brought in. So we'll talk about that in just a second.
Sure.
What sets apart art festivals produced by Howard Allen Events from all the others?
Well, Howard Allen has been in the business for years, so he has a history of successful shows. And one thing that he does that not many of the other promoters do is he transforms your street into a showcase of galleries. He has artists from all over the country that show up at the shows that, I have a huge waiting list. And one thing that I can guarantee for people and that he can guarantee is that it will be a unique, distinctive experience. So definitely everyone needs to come out to his show.
I would say I looked at some of the pictures of some of the artwork that's going to be coming, and there was just such a variety of items that are actually going to be there. And so what can art enthusiasts and festival patrons expect to find at the show this weekend besides a variety of art?
A distinctive gallery feeling of art. I mean, you wouldn't even feel like you're inside of, outdoors. You'd feel like you were inside a gallery. And I mean, we have artists from all over the country that come to the show. And there are a few from Peru and Brazil and, just from all over the world.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, there is just a distinctive variety of uniqueness.
Like your jewelry. So let's actually
Thank
talk about that real
you.
quick. What inspired you to create these jewelry pieces, and they're all made out of watch faces?
Well, as a child, I took everything apart growing up. And I was always fascinated. I would look at a pocket watch and I would see animals and birds. And as an artist, automatically you're looking at things differently than other people. And I came across watch parts. I started designing jewelry later on in life with beads and stones, and then once I came across watch parts, it was just so much more different than working with the usual because I saw so many different shapes.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's so cool about all of these pieces, because number one, most people don't think of watch faces being a belt, for example, or being a necklace or earrings or a bracelet, and you have all of the above here. Do you want to tell me about your favorite one that we have here on the table?
Sure, there are so many different favorite ones. Oh my God. Well, I'm always fascinated with the inner workings of the old watch because in the inner workings, that's where you'll find your gears and all of your movements.
Oh, that's so
they
intricate.
actually put real rubies inside the old pocket watches and the ladies' wrist watches. And then what I also use is the gears from inside of the watch. I have pendulums from a miniature clock. I mean, I came across this watch dial, and these dials are from Austria.
Oh my gosh.
And they are etched. I always say that the old watchmakers were the original artists, and I've just brought all their jewelry back to life. I mean, I use the stems. The colored dials are from Europe from the 60s and 70s, and some of my dials go way back as far as the 1920s.
Oh my goodness, and they're just really beautiful. Not to mention they're just so unique.
Thank you.
And actually, your husband was supposed to be here with us today, but unfortunately, he is not feeling well.
No.
But his artwork is still with us in picture form. So tell me a little bit about what he does.
He has come from a background of realism. His mother said he was born with a paintbrush. She's one of those gifted people. And after painting realism for so many years and people assuming that it was a photograph, he decided to come up with another idea of working with lots of color.
Yeah.
And with, once you see his pieces, it's just amazing because he uses the inner essence of, right now he's working with all the different animals. Then he uses the chakra colors. And he just brings that all out. And then he uses lots of different techniques of adding, automobile metal flake on the pieces to give it that sheen. And it's just, it's incredible what he does. I'm always fascinated after he completes a piece.
Yeah, which is great that you guys have each other to share your artistic sense with.
Yes.
I mean, I couldn't imagine being in a relationship that wasn't similar like that. I mean, that would be tough.
It's a colorful world in our home, I must say, definitely.
And so besides the paintings and besides the beautiful jewelry that you've seen here, I mean, we've got stone furniture coming. We've also got handcrafted dishes. We've got all kinds of good stuff coming this weekend. So what is the advantage of purchasing art at an art festival?
At an art festival, when you're purchasing it directly from the artist, it's the experience. It's that connectiveness. When you're buying from an artist, you're buying part of their soul, part of their spirit. And it's unlike any other experience. And you know that it's handmade.
And you get the story behind it.
Exactly. And that's what people love. I mean, with my jewelry, my message is always about living in the moment and not by your wristwatch. And when people walk away with that, you just know that they've touched my heart and I've touched their heart. And that's a good feeling. And then it's a win-win situation.
And so for more information about this, you can go to www.artfestival.com.
That's correct.
And it's Saturday and Sunday this weekend. It's going to be cold, but they're going to be out there, and you should definitely go check it out.
Oh, it'll be a perfect weekend, especially for all you Northerners. You're going to feel like it's springtime. Absolutely.
And that will be wonderful. So definitely check it out, and thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
And stay tuned to Suncoast FYI. We'll be right back. That's our show for today, and thanks so much for joining us. If you would like to promote your business or event on Suncoast FYI, we would love to hear from you. Just call our sales department at 941-361-4223. I'm Cassie Knoll, and we'll see you next Friday on Suncoast FYI.